I just got all the sounds this morning trying to ruin this video. Not today, Satan. Not today. What's going on, y'all? I'm back with the long form videos and another Reddit reaction. I know it's been kind of a while since I've done a long form video, and that's just because life has been weird, lifing lately, and it's been a little bit rough. I won't go too deep into that, but yeah, I just been having a bit of a hard time with, which is kind of crazy, motivation to make long form videos because of everything that's going on. And the good thing is I'm here now, and yeah, I just kind of want to go ahead and jump right into it so I don't waste any more of your time. But I will say, what's been helping me at least get up and get myself out of bed and not feel like a bum or a loser and at least have some sort of energy to do anything is these Magic Mind shots. I don't know if y'all remember when I told you about this in the last long form video that I did, but you know, it's a mental performance shot. It's got ashwagandha, caffeine, rhodiola, cordyceps, vitamins, matcha, all this stuff in here to help you feel energetic, but also calm in some weird way. I don't know how that works or whatever, but it's time released, it's science, it's magic mind. But yeah, it's been really helping me, and if you want to try it for yourself, again, you can go to magicmind.com/Jeremiah Maltez and use my code Jeremiah Maltez at checkout, and you'll get 20% off your order. So go check it out. So this time, I'm gonna be going through several Reddit posts just to kind of, you know, get my reaction on what people are saying, what people are feeling right now, and you know, if the people are asking for advice, I'll give them that as well. And yeah, I'm just curious to see what we got. So I saved some Reddit posts. Let's go with the first one. The first one is titled, "It's Supposed to Be Hard." I've learned that everything in life that's worth chasing, a good career, physical health, improving your mental health, healthy relationships, growing a business, etc., it's supposed to be hard. It's supposed to feel uncomfortable. It's supposed to take a long time. You're supposed to want to quit. Every single person who's made it out the other end has gone through the same exact thing you're going through right now. You're not alone. I'm in the midst of it too. And I, the person who is reading it, is also in the midst of going through something really hard that I want to quit, and I feel like it's probably going to take a long time to fix. But yeah, I'm committed. Even if it feels like the work you're putting in isn't producing results, the fact you're still trying shows that you're on the right path. The only time you ever lose in life is when you quit. So if you're thinking about throwing in the towel, ask yourself this question. It's painful to change, but it's also painful to stay the same. Which pain would you rather deal with? And it's crazy because I believe back in like 2023, at some point I made a video saying that changing and growing and building a life that you actually want and not a life that's just given to you based out of, you know, necessity or because it's just the default life that you get. Either way, it's going to be hard, and you know, building the life that you want is going to be hard, and living in the life that you don't want is also going to be hard. So either way, life is hard. Like, you're not supposed to be, it's not supposed to be easy. It was never supposed to be easy, because if everything was just easy and everything was peaceful all the time, then you'd just be dead. The whole moral of this post right here is that either way, life's hard, and you just are gonna have to choose the pain and choose the hard that you want to be in. Do you want to be the person who grows and who changes and who adapts based on the circumstances that they're given, or do you just want to let it go and you know, stay where you are? And that's okay too if that's what you're happy with. But doing this, you may not be chasing something better for yourself. Now let's read some of the comments on here. The first comment says, "Depends on the extent. Studies have shown how a task shouldn't be too easy, but also shouldn't be too hard for a person to keep going at it. Some things are just way too overwhelming too, but yes, challenges are necessary, and we have to learn to be resilient when faced with them." And I 100% agree with this. Like, if something is hard and you just keep going at it and going at it and going at it and going at it, and you just keep going until you burn yourself out, then you're not really making any progress, are you? You do have to be realistic with the challenges that you accept, because not everything is going to be worth the burnout of just continuing to bang your head against the wall. At some point, there are times where you do just have to let go. This person below them also agrees, nah, there's pain that's worth it and there's pain that isn't. Very true. Life is just one giant video game? Question mark. Think about any video game you've ever played. You spawn into a world and have to figure it all out. How to walk, what buttons make you jump, how to engage with the creatures you encounter. Some are friendly, some are not. You adjust accordingly. You die, you respawn back in the same world, maybe with more knowledge, maybe with less fear. We don't know how many lives we each have. Some shorter, others longer, but every day still feels like a loop. Meanwhile, we create games on the glowing rectangles we stare at all day, the cell phone. Games that mimic life. In both, you repeat tasks over and over, earn points, level up your skills. That's exactly what we do in real life. But somehow people forget that confidence is built the same way. You repeat a task enough times and you build confidence in it. That confidence then starts to show up in other parts of your life. It spills over. Some people don't realize this. Some know it, but fear stops them. Some just never got the right tutorial. Because let's be honest, what tutorial did we get? School? It didn't prepare us for anything. We learned a ton of dumb stuff unrelated to actual life. How do you really build confidence? How do you life? It's a lot easier than you think. Just go do the thing you said you were going to do, period. Every day, every single day. Fast forward to the future. Look at where you are after doing all the things you said you were going to do. You did it. It's that simple. I love this post because it makes me think of when I was in high school playing Skyrim. I played a ton of Skyrim and I made a bunch of different builds, and it just makes sense when you look at your own life the same way that you look at building and learning skills in a video game. It's literally parallel in the way that it works, because say you start Skyrim and you say, all right, I'm going to be a mage. Okay, so you choose to be a high elf who's better with certain types of magic, and then you start trying to go out to the world and find all the spells that you can find, right? So you find the fire spells, the ice spells, the healing spells, the lightning, and all that, and you have to go to different places to learn each skill, and then you start off and you can just shoot like little fireballs, boom, 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 and oh no, you start off just being able to blow like some fire out of your hand, something like that, and then you're able to shoot more powerful fireballs, and then eventually, once you get deeper and deeper into the game and you've been to all these different places, you've done all these different missions, then you get this like crazy two-handed fire bomb that you can drop on enemies and it kills them in one hit. That's literally what life is and what it's like to get better at anything and to learn something and to, to become successful, is that you say that you're going to do something, and then you start small. You start off with the most basic of the basic of knowledge, and then you do what you can with that. You defeat the enemies that you can with that. You make the allies that you can, and then the more you talk to people, then your speech skill increases, which is what he was saying, is like once you start going around and start learning the thing that you're actually trying to do, it spills over into other aspects of your life. So like I said, your speech starts increasing, and then maybe you don't have enough mana or whatever it is, magic, to keep just throwing fireballs at people, because your magic stat isn't that high yet. So you have to pull out a little sword and slice them up too, while you're while you're on your way to try to become a better mage. And then while you're slicing them up, then you're starting to gain more stamina, because you have to put in the work to slice your enemies up. And yeah, you just like you build more and more skills. Like you don't just become amazing at one thing even though you're chasing that one thing. Like when I started doing music, I just started off just writing, and I was terrible at writing lyrics. And then as I got better at writing lyrics, I was like, man, it's the words are starting to sound better, but now the engineering of the songs sounds like trash. So then I'm like, all right, let me start researching mics. And then I bought a new mic, and I was like, okay, this is cool, but then what about effects? And then so it's like, just because I was trying to be a rapper doesn't mean that I don't have to learn about engineering and music, editing, and all that, all the different stuff that makes music sound cool. I had to do all that on my own, and I had to learn all that so that I could increase my ability to keep learning how to rap and make good music. I just got all the sounds this morning trying to ruin this video. Not today, Satan. Not today. But yeah, you'll keep doing that same task over and over again, and you'll get better each time you do it, even if it's just in the most minuscule amount. The more you do it, the better you're gonna get at it, and the more you're gonna love it, because it's giving you that feedback loop, that kind of, it's like it puts you in this loop of dopamine where you start something and you kind of suck, but you made something, and you already started it and you did it, and then it brings you back because you're like, I want to make something again, but I want it to sound a little bit better in this way. So you do it, and then it sounds a little bit better, and then you're like, oh my god, that feels amazing. I made something, and I got better at it, and it just shows you that you're able to do things and you're able to be good at something. So it gives you the confidence to keep going and keep trying. How about we do one more post? I think I like this one. People who got it right in their 30s. I want to ask people who wasted their 20s or did not achieve anything substantial, what are the changes you made in your 30s to become successful? How did you get rid of the habits that stopped you from being successful in your 20s? How did you deal with being lonely, feeling like you're behind in life? I'd love to hear your success stories from beginning to end. This is big because I feel like I have wasted a lot of my 20s, feeling like I've wasted a lot of my 20s. I think that's one of the biggest things is to stop looking at your life as if you're wasting it, because then you start to identify with it and you start saying, okay, one day I'm going to stop wasting my life. Instead of just doing something now, you push off that wasting your life to another part of your life that hasn't happened, that and isn't even guaranteed to happen. So I think that's probably one of the biggest things that I would say as someone who is halfway through their 20s and had felt like that they were wasting their 20s, but now I'm trying to reframe my view of my life in my 20s and just, my future in general, as in I'm just living in the now. Like I can't change the past, and I can affect the future by what I do right now. So I'm not going to project myself into my 30s and say that my 30s are going to be great. No, I'm going to say that right now is going to be as great as I can possibly make it, and whatever is dealt to me, I'm going to deal with that the best way that I can now. But I'm curious to see what other people said, because I don't know. I'm still in my 20s, so I'm interested to see what I can do right now to improve on what I'm I don't know. Let's just read the comments. Your brain will become what you feed into it. If you spend time comparing yourself on social media to others, that's what you will be constantly feeling. Your life can get better really fast if you follow 3 rules. Number 1, be extremely curious about your problems. Look for possible causes and possible solutions in every domain of your life. Number 2, have the courage to take action on things you were curious about. Number 3, be resilient to repeat steps 1 and 2 forever. I think that's beautiful, because a lot of us have problems that we are just so afraid to address and so afraid to look at, because our problems essentially shine a mirror, or they put a mirror right in front of our faces and force us to either address it or ignore it. And addressing it is very hard up front and is more of a delayed gratification type of action, and ignoring it makes us feel okay right now, but causes us to have that wasted our lives feeling, after just, understanding that we had a problem. And then when we look back, we say, I could have fixed this way back then, but I wasted all this time. It gives you an excuse to feel like you're wasting your life, when you could have just said, all right, what can I start doing right now to fix this, and or at least to feel better about it. All right, last comment. Also practice some gratitude and levity. Smell the flowers on your way to work. Take life in stride. Be intentional in enjoying the ride. It's really about the journey and the people you meet within it. If you're expecting to magically arrive at some place of peace and happiness one day, you will be disappointed. Start finding it in the little things along the way. And I think that is a beautiful way to wrap up this entire video, is just to stop, just slow down a little bit, and appreciate the things that you do have in your life, and stop projecting greatness into the future, because you can have it now and you can find it now in your current life. And I know that that is a very easy thing to say from a privileged position, but I'm also going through, like I said, I'm going through something really heavy right now, and I even look back at a lot of my videos when my life felt completely stable, but I was still in this place, Ooh, sorry, I had to have some. I had to go answer the door because I had some HVAC people coming to swap out my AC unit. But yeah, I just wanted to really quickly to end the video, say to slow down and try to appreciate what you do have, because sometimes you don't realize what you have until you lose it, and then your life gets a lot worse. And you know, you still have to keep going. You still have to find joy in the things that you can be grateful for. And yeah, you have to keep moving forward and try to try to find some gratitude in life and find joy in the small things. So yeah, that's about it for today's video. Definitely still recommend you going and checking out Magic Mind. You can go to magicmind.com/Jeremiah Maltez and use my code Jeremiah Maltez to get 20% off your order. And thanks again to Magic Mind, and thank you for watching. If you got any value out of this, like the video. If you like what I'm doing on the channel and want to see more videos like this, hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so that you don't miss the next video. But for now, I'm out.